angry black man. I don't know how to act. I'm shooting everybody. I'm selling all this crack. Angry black man. Let me tell my story. I didn't even hit the record button. Yeah, I was telling y'all I was trying to get the camera straight, and I didn't even hit the record button. So y'all, video, y'all missed a little bit of it. You only missed like a minute or so, but no worries. We're here. We're here. I'm back. We're a day late. And you know, for that blunder of mine, what I'm going to do is I'm going to also give y'all the video, and I'm going to give y'all the audio in one day. So if you're listening to the audio, give me about, I don't know how fucking long it takes to upload to YouTube. What I am going to do is call my internet service provider and, you know, probably upgrade that because some shit's been going on with my internet. It's been kidding. It's been real laggy lately. You know, it's been real laggy. So we got to take care of that, huh? Nevertheless, big announcement before we get into the conversation. You already know what we're talking about. If you don't know, you've been asleep all week. But we're going to get into the conversation. I know I discussed it a little bit in episode 2, but we're going to get back to it today because we're going to highlight one particular aspect of what I discussed in episode 2. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go back to episode 2 and listen to the whole thing. That's all I'm going to say. Nevertheless, big announcement. Web series. Yes, I am very multi-talented, which means I do other things outside of this podcast. I make music. That's me on the beginning of the joint. A song called Angry Black Man. You haven't even got the whole thing of that one yet. That one's spooky. That Angry Black Man. You know what I mean? So y'all hear that little clip of it at the beginning of the joint. That's me. So yes, I make music. I'm also coming out with a web series. It's called Cut the Check. It's a drama about a group of friends. Let me give y'all a whole little spiel on that. It's a drama about a group of friends trying to find a way of making money, a lot of money, all while dealing with outside distractions that pull them from their goals. So are they going to succumb to those distractions, or are they going to rise above them? We hope they're going to rise above them. We'll see. I'm the writer. I can control the destiny of anybody. So there's a casting call. No experience needed. We need to fill some roles. I feel like people in the Western New York area, that's where I'm based out of, Western New York, this is your opportunity to get some acting experience. If you've been thinking about acting and you're kind of scared to dive in, you don't know where to start, you don't know what to do, you want somebody that's going to help you through the process, you want some people that's going to go through the process with you, contact us. So what we need is a name and a photo. Send it to Cut the Check Series, everything is spelled normal, all one word, at gmail.com. Cut the Check Series at gmail.com. We have a Facebook page and we have an Instagram page that I locked in already. So go check them out if you want to like them or whatever, because that's you're going to get a lot of information coming from those pages. Once the actors are all solidified, I'll start announcing the actors and things of that nature. So that'll be pretty exciting. I'm looking forward to that. We'll be shooting in the next couple of weeks, and we'll be releasing it. I'm looking at this fall, hopefully. We'll be releasing it. So for those of you that's looking for a new web series that comes out in the fall, that'll be us. We might do some Walking Dead type stuff. One in the fall, one in the spring. Come in the fall, come in the spring. Who knows? You know, we're gonna see where this goes. So, you know, this is a new thing for me in regards to a TV series, web series type of thing. So I appreciate everybody in regards to that. But I know y'all not listening to I Need Answers to hear about all that. So let's get to what we need to talk about. If you've been asleep all week, maybe you didn't know, Lil Duval made some controversial statements on the MarvCritt Club, or what some may consider controversial. However you may take it, I'm not interested in judging anybody. If you feel like it's controversial, feel like it's not controversial, Lil Duval made the statements. So I'm going to play those statements. On the video, you're going to see me put the phone up kind of thing. Don't worry about it. I'm going to insert the audio in the video, and I'm going to insert the audio inside the actual podcast. So y'all don't have to worry about bad quality, but I need to listen. I need to get this played so y'all can, so I can reiterate what he said, things of that nature. He's talking about transgender. So check this out.
Oh, transgender.
Yeah. So say you met a girl and she didn't tell you she was a transgender.
That ain't a girl. I met a boy. That means I met a boy.
After 4 months, she told you I had sex, and then after
we're not having sex. We're not having sex.
Yes, after 4 months, y'all had sex, and she said, Duval.
This might sound messed up, and I don't care. She died. That's
a hate crime.
I can't do that. Nah, dog, you manipulated me to believe in this thing. My mind, I can't I can't. I'm gay now.
I do think
I'm gay.
No, you're not. She's a
No,
woman.
no, I'm gay.
It happened to Richard Pryor, and
Nah,
he's a great comedian.
yeah, he cool with that. He was cool with that. He said he sucked. I ain't saying.
So you couldn't come up with a good joke?
No. I can't live with that, bro. I can't.
Man.
I can't live with that. Just don't do me.
So you
Lord,
never
this will never
almost-
happen if this never happens. So you don't have to worry about me killing nobody.
Listen.
You never been in a
This never
situation. You
happened.
never been in a
No.
situation that
No.
almost.
No. What the fuck I'm gonna be in a situation like that for?
Now I do agree.
Hell no.
I do agree
Sometimes
that
you can't tell.
I do agree that you are taking away a person's power of choice.
Yeah.
When you don't tell them up front. That's why when Janet Mock was there, she said she tells.
There should be some type of repercussions for that if you do
you
that to
should go to
somebody.
jail or something.
Something.
Some
like,
charges be pressed.
So
When Janet Mock was
until
there-
then, I'm gonna have my own repercussions. So.
When Janet Mock was there, she said she tells all her partners. She didn't tell the first one.
Who?
Janet Mock. She's
Who is
a
that?
transgender activist.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Beautiful person.
Okay.
But you can't go around killing transgenders.
I'm not gonna kill transgenders. I'm not. I didn't say. See, here you go trying to flip my words. I didn't say I'm gonna kill transgenders. I said if one did that to me,
If you had sex with one and then they didn't,
and they
reveal it
didn't
was a
tell
boy.
me, I'm gonna be so mad. I'm probably gonna want to kill them.
Well, all right, let's not even ask him that because until it happens to him, he doesn't know what he might do.
Yeah. And then,
It might already happen to you.
all right, put that damn. Look, I mean, man,
Tell me she ain't pretty. Come on now.
I ain't.
She's
No,
beautiful.
that nigga doing his thing.
All right. Well, so yes, that's what happened. That's what Duval said, and it sent Twitter into an uproar. The problem is Twitter, Instagram, Black Twitter, whatever the case may be, the transgender community, LGBT community, and all that extra shit. They didn't hear the whole thing. So the thing is with that whole statement, because I got ashy hands, I got to lotion these motherfuckers. The thing is with that whole situation is what happened was, as y'all heard, DJ Envy put Lil Duval in a specific scenario. In a very specific scenario saying, what if he met a transgender, didn't know the girl was transgender, I am going to call the girl, her gender reassignment. What your personal beliefs is in regards to that, whatever. I don't give a fuck about none of that. So, and he said, you see up on my water ring, all right? What he said was, if he was put in that specific scenario and he was duped into having sex with a transgender, then he would kill him. You know what I mean? Because he would feel so distraught, so emotionally distraught, whatever the case may be. And that sent people into an uproar. The issue was the people focused their energy on the Breakfast Club and not Lil Duval. And I didn't understand why they, were mad at the Breakfast Club in regards to that. I guess you can be upset about Charlamagne laughing at some parts of what Lil Duval was saying. But outside of that, I don't know why the energy was focused on the Breakfast Club, because you see, as soon as he said, if I can get the video, I'm going to put it on the video. If he said, as soon as he said he's going to kill him, you got to look at the Breakfast Club. Their whole tone and their faces changed. They're like, no. Can't do that, you know what I mean? So I don't understand why the focus was only on the Breakfast Club when Lil Duval not only said it, and he doubled down on that shit. You know what I mean? He held firm to what he said. He like, listen, y'all motherfuckers don't scare me. I say what the fuck I want. See, he's a prime example of what I do. Y'all know me, I say what the fuck I want at all times. You know what I mean? And he doubled down on it. He was like, listen, it is what it is. You know what I mean? I know a lot of people that's Duval's age that feels the same exact way. So that's the thing. You know what I mean? This is not some new thought. This is not some hidden thought that nobody ever knew about. This is not a situation where we didn't know this was going on. Hold on, y'all. That shit be buzzing sometimes. It's not a situation where we didn't know this was going on. This is not a situation where we're unfamiliar with, because at the end of the day, it is a lot of guys that feel this way. Is it wrong? Probably. Yes. Whatever. I don't think you should kill somebody. At the same time, if you are of the transgender community, I feel like it's your responsibility to let somebody have that choice. You know what I mean? You may look at yourself as you're this now and that's it, or whatever the case may be. You can do that, but you still need to give people that choice, because right now it's still in the early stages of this new transgender situation where you are looking more like women, more so than just some old manly ass motherfucker who decided to cut his dick off. Because the transgenders of old still look manly. We're not gonna sit here and act like they didn't. and the transgenders of new are actually starting to look like females. So at the end of the day, I feel like it is your responsibility to let a man know, hey, I don't want to, I want to be upfront about this whole thing. I had a gender reassignment, or however you want to, fluff this shit up. Do your thing. But I feel like it's your responsibility to tell people up front. The problem is, it is still fuck niggas out here that's killing transgenders just because they're transgenders. So I get both sides of the argument, because as a transgender person, man or woman, whatever you want to be, you fear for your life a lot of times. You know what I mean? People are really out here hunting and killing these folks, killing transgenders and whatnot, because they decide they want to switch sides. You know what I mean? And again, I spoke about it in episode 2. I'm not going to get back into that whole thing. So it is people out here that kill people just because they do gender reassignment. So I understand why there's reluctant to tell you up front. You know what I mean? If a motherfucker, if they out here living their life, you know what I mean? And somebody try to holler at them, they're like, hey, before you even, get into that mindset, I just want to let you know I'm this, and this. You know what I mean? If the man or the woman, however I want to go, you know what I mean? Somebody say, oh my God, you fucking abomination, and then decide to pull out a gun and shoot them, then they will be reluctant to be upfront about the shit. You know what I mean? It ain't like they try to dupe that particular person, but that kind of situation happens. There are people out here who's trying to kill transgenders. That's what they do. You know what I mean? It's an unfortunate situation, because to me, all lives, in regards to my people, matter. My people lives matter. I'm just be completely honest with you. I'm not saying anybody else's people lives don't matter. It's just I told y'all my conversation. I said it on my Instagram page. It's been said on my Facebook page, the Facebook page. I do have somebody that controls those sites for me, just in case y'all didn't know. I do respond personally though, so I can see it, I look at it. As far as content being posted, I do have somebody to help me post content, but I do respond to y'all, you know what I mean, stuff like that. So you can definitely shoot me a DM on Facebook, you can shoot me a DM on Instagram, stuff like that. But like I was saying, there are people out there who are hunting transgenders, so there is a reluctance in regards to being upfront about it. You know what I mean? So it's like pick your poison. It's either you take the risk of telling somebody you're a transgender, they kill you anyway, or you be honest with somebody before you are intimate with them, tell them you're a transgender, and they get the option to walk away or to continue to move forward. So that's a tough thing, you know what I mean? In regards to that, we really gotta look at that. No matter how you feel about transgenders, no matter if you agree with what they're doing, this is not the situation where we're asking about that. We're not asking about what you agree about, what you agree to, what you think is right, what you think is wrong. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the simple fact of a life being taken because of the decision someone has made that does not affect no one but that person. You know what I mean? So if this person decides they want to do a gender reassignment, more power to you. Do your thing. You know what I mean? That's not my cup of tea. You know what I mean? Personally, I will want to be told, and I will make the decision to walk away. I'm not going to kill you in regards to what you've done as far as a gender reassignment. That's none of my business. You know what I mean? That's you know what, you made a decision. I'm glad you were able to find happiness within yourself to make the decision, and whatever the case may be. But that's not for me. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna walk away. I'm not gonna be like one of these monsters that's gonna kill you. You know what I mean? Because your life is still valuable to me, no matter what I believe in regards to what you do or what the case may be. That's none of my business. And in another situation with transgender community, they got shitted on again because Donald Trump decided he don't want transgenders serving in the military because he feel like it's too expensive. The numbers came out. It shows it's not that expensive. It's only about, I think, 15,000 transgenders in the entire military. We have the biggest military in the world. Our military is bigger than the next 3, 4, 5 countries or something of that nature in the world. So we only got 15,000 people in there serving in the military. Anybody that goes and don that uniform, you know what I mean? And whether you agree with what the country does, the fact of the matter is there are people in the military that do fight for certain things that we need to have, such as our freedom, stuff like that, protect us because of the fuck shit that our government does. So I'm not going to disrespect those people on an individual level. We are, it's the conglomerate that we don't agree with what they're doing, but it's not those people that put their lives on the line, you know what I mean, to protect their country, even though, it's some false shit going on with the country, and some false shit our government is doing. But unfortunately, our government has dug us into such a hole, we have to now continue to keep ourselves out of the hole, so therefore we need more people to continue to fight the front front lines. And I served in the military as well. I met some dope people in the military, and it's a lot of piece of shits in the military. So you will always hear me say both sides of this shit. It's a lot of piece of shits in the military. So don't get me wrong, but I'm not saying that transgenders are all pieces of shit. I don't even know if I ran into a transgender, to be quite honest with y'all. I just personally feel like to sit here and shut out an entire group of people because of your, because your personal beliefs. Unfortunately, that's the president. You know what I mean? That's who the president is at this moment. He was voted in by our electoral college, and enough people in the fucking country voted for him to even have a chance to win the electoral college. So we can't play like this motherfucker. There's not people out here that heavily support Donald Trump. I didn't support Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton. I don't support the Democrats or the Republicans. I support the people, my people. That's who I support. That's who I ride for. That's who I'm for. You know what I mean? So as far as the whole transgender shit, that shit's been a complete mess. As you know, Black Twitter took over and went crazy with that one. Ran down on the Breakfast Club. They ran down on Charlemagne at Politicon, which is a political, the Comic-Con is. I don't know if you know what Comic-Con is, but it's like this big-ass convention. It's a political convention. They ran down on Charlemagne protesting there and stuff like that. So, it's a slippery slope. You know what I mean? It's a tricky situation in regards to the whole thing. And, it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. That's what they decide they want to do. Killing somebody just because of what they want to do is, I'm never going to believe in that. I don't believe in senseless violence. You know what I mean? Sometimes there's necessary violence that happens, but senseless violence is stupid. I can't never support that. So that's how that goes in regards to that whole matter. But off of that, in light of that whole situation, with gender reassignments and things of that nature, that goes into the LGBT community and stuff like that. We need to really, really, really investigate a few other things as to why the black men are being actually, I think Tariq Nasheed talked about this too, and I wanted to talk about this, how black men, it seems like black men are trying to force us they're trying to force us to support the LGBT community. It's like, and it's mainly black women. Let's just be completely honest. Mainly black women. They're like, if you don't support LGBT community, then you're not for black cause. And I told y'all in episode 2, you're not about to mix our shit up with that shit. You know what I mean? Keep that shit to yourselves, because it's a lot of heterosexual. It's a lot of heterosexual men out there that does not support the LGBT community. I don't want to see no harm to y'all, but I don't want nothing to do with that. That's none of my business. That's y'all business, and that's y'all fight. Yes, there are a lot of black people that are within that community. I will fight for your black rights, but I'm not fighting for your sexual rights. I told y'all that ain't got nothing to do with us. I made that very clear to y'all in episode 2. And it seemed like it's getting worse and worse now, that there's black women trying to make it seem like you're not a real black man, or you're not for the black community, whatever the case may be, because you don't support homosexuality or none of that LGBT community stuff. Like, no, you're not about to do that. You're not forcing us into that shit. You know what I mean? That's y'all battle, man. That's y'all battle. First and foremost, to me, is black issues. That's at the top of my list, man. Black issues, black issues, black issues. You know what I mean? We got to handle our own issues first, as a skin color first. You know what I mean? You talking about some sexuality shit. That's down the line. You know what I mean? We need to handle the black issues. You know what I mean? What comes from the black issues? I told y'all. You know what I mean? We need some political power. We need financial power. You know what I mean? We need economic power. I told y'all that. Economic and financial saying. But I told y'all what we need already. We need that political, financial power, stuff like that. We need to take care of our school system. We need to make sure the black family is strong. You see what I'm saying? And stuff like that. And we honestly, I want to talk about mental health in the black community. So if there's anybody out there that deals with medicine or dealing with mental health and stuff like that, I may need to get my man Nate back on. You know, he was on with us with politicking with Marvin Yaya. We had an episode in regards to that whole thing, but I might need to bring him on. I need answers so we can dive into that as well, because you know what I mean, mental health in the black community is something that's not touched upon. Vic Mensa was actually talking about that too. You know what I mean? And I've been telling y'all, if y'all been seeing me posting and stuff like that, I've been posting about mental health lately. There's nothing wrong with me, not that I know of. I think I'm pretty good. I think I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty, I'm doing stuff that I want to do and stuff like that. There's nothing wrong with me. But I know it's people. I see it. I see people out there, you know what I mean, dealing with mental health, and we, and a lot of times we ignore them, and I try and send a prayer their way or whatever the case may be, you know what I mean. I don't know what to do for them, you know what I mean. I post a suicide hotline. I'm gonna start posting out psychiatrists and things of that nature, telling people what they need to do as far as a breakdown. I would love to get psychiatrists on here, or you know what I mean, or whatever the case may be, a mental health specialist on here, somebody we can talk to and break down and and talk about the black community as to why they don't reach out and why they don't call doctors and things of that nature and go talk to a psychiatrist and get that mental health dealt with. Because a lot of times, people in the black community, we've been self-medicating ourselves for a long time. Excuse me. Gotta call. We've been self-medicating ourselves for a long time. Your drunk uncle, your crackhead auntie, you know what I mean? They've been medicating themselves for a long time. You know what I mean? Your great uncle that was on heroin, and you know what I mean? We don't deal with mental health in the black community, and we need to address that. So I will get into something like that. I would love to get into something like that. I'm also trying to bring a guy on, like I told you, I want to bring on 2 people within the next couple weeks for sure, and I want to try and get somebody to talk about mental health. I might have to reach out to my man Nate again so we can talk about that. He got a phenomenal song that actually talks about pedophilia within the black community that's very dealt with. You know what I mean? A lot of times you'll see situations where, somebody was like, I was actually in this group, I'm in this group on Facebook where we talk about all types of stuff. You know what I mean? One of the questions they was talking about was when you back in the day, like I don't know if people still do it now, but maybe they still do. When you got people, especially men, coming over, you hear a mother say, "Go put some clothes on." You know what I mean? Because there'll be a little girl in the house that has on some shorts and a t-shirt or a tank top or whatever, that she need to put some clothes on now because there's somebody coming over, and people are like, well, why are you inviting somebody over that you got to tell your child to put some clothes on? They can't resist the temptation. You know, that's another situation where you'll see women have to overprotect themselves because there's predatory men out there. And unfortunately, I think that's just the way of life. Women, you are considered vulnerability. You're considered vulnerability with children and elderly. You know what I mean? They only consider men strong. I'm not saying women are weak, but when it's time for a war, you know what I mean? Period. In any war, you can look at the historical facts. They always go get the women, children, and elderly. They go pick them out. Let's go ahead. Maybe we kidnap the family. We can get the man to resist, or we can get the man to surrender, or whatever case may be. You know what I mean? They'll do that. So yeah, I want to talk about that kind of stuff too. We gotta talk about that because that's stuff that goes on in our community, and we need to handle that. So I'm gonna get my man. I'm sure Nate will do it. You know what I mean? I'm gonna holler at him, try and get him on the show so we can talk about that. You know what I mean? I want to talk about mental health. I want to talk about, pedophilia, rape in the black community, mental health in the black community. I want to bring on somebody to talk about some economics in the black community, some social issues in the black community, get different perspectives and stuff like that. So I do want to bring some other people on. I want to talk about education. I want to get some educators on, you know what I mean, some people that are within that field on what their opinions are in regards to educating our kids. In the black community, because we don't get those opportunities. I told y'all we shouldn't be in this American school system as is, because the one that they pump it through our kids now is trash. Unfortunately, we got to send our kids through it because we have to get the proper paperwork in order, for certain things. I mean, again, we could say all this, I'm raising entrepreneurs. They don't need to do this. We ain't got to go by the man. Just at least let your child get the high school diploma. I understand it's some other shit going on, and self-educate your children as well. Educate your children, teach them how to self-educate themselves. Have certain books, because we out here with the book challenge. If y'all ain't know, let me grab my book challenge stack. I got a lot more books than this, but I wanted to just grab this stack real quick. Hold on. And I ain't cutting this out. Either. But Celtic Wisdom for Business. That's one of my books right there. Oh, I keep hitting the thing. The Craft of Investing. I haven't even read some of these yet. The Lazy Person's Guide to Investing. You know, you never know. You might get all types of information. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, phenomenal. Phenomenal. You know what I mean? Where do we go from here? Chaos or Community? Martin Luther King Jr. If you ain't got this, it's the reason why he got killed. Just in case you didn't know. Breaking the Curse of the Willie Lynch, The Science of Slave Psychology by Alvin Morrow. Gotta get that. I gotta read that. I haven't read that one yet. And this one right here, The ISIS Paper by Dr. Frances Cress Welsing. This is a valuable, valuable read. I haven't read it all yet, but she was, you know, rest in peace to her. She was amazing. Stuff that she said is just really happening right now. And she's like a fucking psychic, man. This lady right here is crazy. I mean, when I get through all this, I mean, I might even have to dedicate a whole fucking show to this one, where we break down the whole thing of this. Man, I wish she was still alive so I could talk to her, but unfortunately, you know, she's among the ancestors at this point, so that's where she's at. I'm sorry, I didn't tell you that author's fault. Celtic Wisdom for Business by Michael Scott. The Craft of Investing is by John Train. The Laziest Person's Guide to Investing is by Paul Farrell. And then I told y'all Martin Luther King, Alvin Morrow, Dr. Frances Cress Welsing. And then Rich Dad, Poor Dad is by Robert Kawasaki. So the book challenge, I posted it on Instagram and stuff like that, so you can go check that stuff out. But yes, so the whole transgender thing, you know, you can feel how you want to feel about it. I don't care what nobody say. You shouldn't just be killing somebody based on the decision they made. Now, if they trick you, I don't even know how to treat that, man. Because anybody that will be tricked, you know what I mean, they react their own way. So I can't comment on how you should and should not react. I just recommend we lead with honesty. And honestly, man, if you're heterosexual and you comfortable with your sexuality, you know what I mean, if somebody tell you, if you go try and holler at a transgender, and they tell you, hey, I'm a transgender, you obviously thought she was a good enough looking woman, or man, whatever your situation is, let's just say woman. She's a good enough looking woman that you want to holler at her. Now that you find out she's a transgender, you shouldn't be getting angry. You should be comfortable enough with your sexuality, like, all right, you know, I'm not into that kind of stuff. I'm not into that. That's not my thing. You know, I'm gonna slide off. Like, you don't need to be, yo, bitch, why you gotta do this? I'm gonna fucking kill you. Like, you don't need to do that. That's not necessary. That's not necessary. That shows you're uncomfortable with your sexuality. Because any man comfortable with sexuality can, like, all right, yo, I ain't with all that. I'm cool. Like, you know what I mean? But, you know, not everybody's comfortable with their sexuality, and that's why you come into situations where there's motherfuckers out here killing transgenders just because they transgender. So, you know, it is what it is. I want to get my boy Fire. I'm going to get him on the show, too, so he can break down. I want him, he got something that he, you know what I mean, a powerful joint that he got. Yeah, just trust me, my boy Fire, man. I'm gonna bring him on. I want him to explain some things, talk about some things, his journey as well. I think that's an interesting story on how he came from point A to point B. Because I don't want to give it away. I kind of want to, like, you know what I mean? So how he came from point A to point B. So I'm gonna bring my boy Fire on so he can talk with us, so we can break that whole thing down. Fire is a listener of the show. He knows. I'm gonna get him on here. We're gonna chop it up. You know what I mean? We're gonna get that right. So again, man, if you got any comments, any suggestions, you want to be on the show, you want to call in interview, you want to do a live interview, holler at me, man. We can do that. We can get that set up. I say what the fuck I want. ISWTFIW. That's the, you know, actual email at gmail.com. ISWTFIW at gmail.com. So email me there. Hit me up on Instagram at I Need Answers Pod, Twitter I Need Answers Pod, Facebook. Actually, don't hit me up on Twitter for the DM, because I don't get push notifications. I get too many stuff going. I don't get push notifications for nothing but direct messages, but I don't know how to make it specifically for direct messages for Twitter. And so I figured that out. You know, we'll get the whole thing situated. But yeah, so hit me up on the DMs for those things. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, at MarvCritt on all social media platforms as well. All the videos are posted on MarvCritt.com/I Need Answers. So if you want to go watch the videos, you can go on there as well. Or you can go on the YouTube page, however you want to do it. I appreciate y'all listening. Oh, yes. Yes, I haven't received much response in regards to what y'all want for free. So I'm gonna start giving y'all shit, and y'all got to just win it how y'all win it. So we'll go from there. And I need y'all to subscribe, rate. I need y'all to rate me, please. Whatever podcast app you use, rate this show, so I can get that feedback. I would love to get the feedback. Please rate it. You know what I mean? I will really, really appreciate that. I just need to start getting feedback, things like that, so I can start fielding things out for y'all. See what I can get y'all as far as offers. We can possibly get some sponsorships, things of that nature, baby. Help your boy out. I appreciate it. Fuck with your boy. All right? So, I holla at y'all, man. Peace, 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 baby. Peace. Ooh, ow.